Hey folks, this is Mary. Welcome back to my channel. Well, I had so much fun talking about my blank journals. I should say some of my blank journals in my last video that I thought I would like to talk about some ink. So I had previously mentioned that I've been watching the Overall Adventures videos, and I don't know how she does it, but she has a very small pen collection and a very small ink collection. She's got maybe 2 or 3 fountain pens and I think 3 bottles of ink. And she just gets a journal and picks up a pen and fills it with ink and just writes and writes and writes. And I know some other people have done the one book, one journal, one pen kind of thing. I think Inky Rocks did it and Heldon Wrights did it. I can't remember who else, but I think there were some other people that did it too. And I've always been interested in trying that. I've just never worked up the gumption to do it. So I have decided in this new journal that I'm picking that I'm going to try to write with one ink and perhaps one pen. We'll see. But one of the inks that Overall Adventures mentions is her lilac ink, And I thought, what is this lilac ink that she's talking about? Well, it turns out that it's Pilot Iroshizuku Ajisai, and I just happen to have a bottle of it. And do I ever use it? No, I don't. So I put it in, well, first I put it in a TWSBI Swipe, and that didn't work out very well. And then I put it in a TWSBI Go, and that has been lovely. And I've been using it to write in my journal, and I've really enjoyed it. So I had almost decided that the ink I was going to use was Ajisai. And then I thought, well, do I want to just not choose an ink? Do I just want to go with that one and not have any kind of debate about it? So then I thought, well, of course, I have to look through some inks before I make my final decision. And I didn't want to poll you guys to death, so I won't post another poll about this. But I'm going to show you some of the inks that I'm thinking about, and you are very welcome to share your thoughts in the comments. So just to make things a little bit simpler, I have picked out all Iroshizuku inks, and they're all in the blue family. And we will see how they look. So first up is Ajisai. And my glass dip pen has gone on walkabout. So I have these 2 pens. This is a Zebra G nib. I bought a pack of these forever ago because I was going to put one on one of my Jinhao pens because that's what people were doing and I never did it. So I have this pen holder. So I put the Zebra G nib in the pen holder. So I will use this to write with. And instead of using a Q-tip, I got this automatic pen after seeing it in the videos by Just Scribble and Mystery Arts, I believe. Again, I watched their videos and I quite enjoyed them, and I got this pen, this automatic pen, and I've never used it. So it's about darn time I start using some of this stuff. So we will start with the automatic pen in the Ajisai, and I don't have good practice with either one of these, so please excuse me as I mumble through this. Make sure I don't tip over my bottle. Ooh, and I seem very far away. Ooh. This is super fun to use. And, gosh, it puts down so much ink. I know this is going to soak through the paper. But that's okay. That's what paper is for, to soak through. Oh, that is lovely. And what did I do with my paper towel? Oh, there it is. Ooh, and I have to show you what I have my water in, if I can show you. My cousins always host Thanksgiving, and I'm going to try to tilt this so you can see it. You can't really see it because it's full of water. See my lovely blue water. But we always have a buffet, a potluck, and we have drinks in red Cello cups. But this time, oh, you can see that. My cousin found these aluminum cups made by Ball. And if you're not familiar, Ball makes mason jars. So they have these cups that look just like red Cello cups, but they're aluminum and they're recyclable, and they're so awesome. So they were just recycling all the cups after people use them, but I asked her if I could keep mine, and she said, sure, right, reduce, reuse, recycle, right? So I'm reusing mine. Sorry, tea break. I'm having a little constant comment, if you can see that. Ooh, where's the camera? There it is. Constant comment. That's one of my favorites. Very good. So now I am dipping the zebra G nib. And I've been practicing with this a little bit, and it's trickier than it looks. So let's see how I do. I think the problem is I'm not dipping the nib deep enough so it doesn't have enough ink on it. Iroshizuku. And this is G Sai. And I've been trying to do a little bit of flexing, which is fun, especially with this super flexible nib. I can usually get about 3 times out of it before it starts railroading. Oh, well, I got a good dip on it this time because I got quite a few lines out of it. Ooh, I am far away. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Is that better? I think that's better. Oop. All right, pardon me as I adjust. Okay. So, yes, Ajisai. Lovely. The lilac ink of Overall Adventures. And the other inks that she has the gray ink, which is Pilot Iroshizuku Fuyu Seogun, I think, which is kind of a gray with blue undertones or purple undertones. And I've always thought that ink is lovely, but I've never bought any of it because I didn't know how I felt about gray inks. But, you know, I'm highly suggestible. And I've been listening to her rave about this gray ink, so trying not to buy a bottle. Okay, you all know my pain. Okay, so next up we have Suyu Kusa. And is this the one that got discontinued? I can't remember. I feel like my light is fading. Ooh, I think it is. It's cloudy today, overcast. And if you've ever heard an old person say, it feels like snow, well, it feels like snow today. And if you haven't heard an old person say that, or me who acts like an old person sometimes, it just means that, you know, the weather conditions seem conducive to snow. It's kind of hard to explain. The air is chilly, but there's also a crispness to it. And the sky is usually overcast, but very bright. And that's how it is today. It just feels like snow. So we don't have snow in the forecast, though. So there's no worries about that. But it's just interesting that it feels like that today. And it's not nearly cold enough to snow, even if there was precipitation. I think we are supposed to get rain this week, but just rain, not snow. Although I think it was last November, it snowed really early. It snowed in November, which we hardly ever get here in Virginia, at least in my part of Virginia. And I thought, oh, this is going to be a really bad winter. If it's already snowing in November, then it's just going to be a cold and snowy winter all the way through. Well, that was the only snow that we got, and it really wasn't that bad of a winter. Now, don't get me wrong. It did get cold. We did get below freezing on more than one occasion, but it would, I have to spell this, Iroshizuku. It would get down below freezing and, you know, warm up again. And I have to spell this too. Suyu Kusa. All right. Oh dear. Did I smudge that, or is the Ajisai bleeding? Maybe it doesn't like going on so heavily. I don't know. Ooh, but it sure is fun to flex that nib. Let's see how many I get out of this one. Ooh, yes. Yep, I think I am dipping the nib sufficiently now. So we'll see if this one bleeds too, or feathers, I guess I should say. because that is, up here, that is bad. Not that I've had any trouble with it in my notebook. Of course, the notebook that I've been writing in is the Exceed notebook. And the new notebooks that I'm looking at are all fountain pen friendly paper. So I don't think I'll have a problem with it because, you know, none of this feathered up here. But, oof, that is crazy looking. Okay, so that was Tsuyakusa. And I think this is the one that got discontinued. And of course, I heard that Pilot was discontinuing some of their inks, and I just said, panic, 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 I have to buy some ink. And luckily, I went and looked at my inks and saw that I already had a bottle of, of Tsuyakusa. So I didn't have to rush out and buy one. And then the other two, it was like a golden brown and a warmer, like a darker brown, I guess. And neither one of those really did it for me, so I just had to let those go. Alrighty. Yeah, it's still pretty early, but I feel like the light is going down. Oh, I forgot to show you the bottle. All right, this is Konpeki, everybody's favorite blue. Ooh, I hope I'm not shaking the camera too much. I try to set up things so my camera and my table are not exactly touching each other, so I don't shake it too much when I'm writing, but it's hard to do. Okay, let's see. Ooh, this is such a pretty ink, and I think I got way too much on the pen. Off it goes, off it goes. Yes, my goodness. Well, they are looking very similar. On the camera, they look almost identical, and in real life, they look very similar. The Ajisai is a little bit more of a blurple than the other two, but the Tsuyakusa and the Konpeki look very much alike, which might be why Pilot decided to discontinue it, so they could have a different looking ink instead of one that looked so much the same. All right. Hey, I'm getting better at this dip pen stuff. But I still have to spell Iroshizuku. If I sound stuff out, I can spell just about anything. All right, and this is Konpeki. I always think about the, gosh, he was a legendary Hawaiian, I think, Kon-Tiki. Whenever somebody says Konpeki, I always think of Kon-Tiki. All right. Okay, so I'm looking back at the Tsuyakusa. It's feathering a little bit, but not nearly as bad as the Ajisai. Whew, that's just going crazy. And then we'll see how the Konpeki does. All right. And I have another ink picked out. Let's see. This one is Shinkai, which is a blue-black, which I think is very pretty. Okay. Make sure my automatic pen is dry. And dry, but then not too wet with ink, because a little bit of ink goes a long way, which is a good thing. That makes it very economical. Ooh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Maybe I need a little bit more. Okay, I was a little too economical with that one. Let's see. There, that's better. Nope, still not very much. All right, now I'm gonna have a puddle, but that's okay. There are worse things in life than a puddle of ink. Whew, yes, that is very puddly. It's such a pretty color. It's so dark and rich. Of course, all these are pretty colors. And I think it's safe to say that all of the Iroshizuku inks are pretty colors. Sorry, shaking the water off the automatic pen. Which makes me think about Bob Ross and him shaking the paint off of his brushes. He was quite a guy. All right, so this is Shin Kai. Whoop, uh-oh. Didn't dip him very well. Well. Oh, well. Maybe I need just a little bit more on there. Nope. I still didn't dip it very well, but that's okay. We get the idea. All right, so those were the 4 bluish inks that I had picked out, but you know, I had one more that I thought I would take a look at. Just putting my top back on there. It's not exactly in the same category as these inks, but I thought it might be fun to look at. Another Iroshizuku ink, Tsukiyo, which is more of a tealy blue. But, you know, we're here. The equipment's out. Why not? Oh, whoa. Way too much ink on that. All right. Let's see. This is really fun to play with. I'm not sure how artists use this, because I'm sure this is an artist's tool for, you know, spreading ink on, or paint or whatever, on large swaths of paper or canvas, but it's really fun to use to play with fountain pen inks. Okay, drying him off, and now I'm gonna give my dip pen a good dip, but I can't dip it too much because I was practicing earlier and it dripped, and I don't want it to drip on the paper. And this is, oops, Tsukiyo. Ooh, got some good ones out of that. All right. Well, these are the inks that I'm looking at to be my journal ink, my ink of the journal. So let me know what you think. I really like the Ajisai. I've really enjoyed using that. It's such a pretty color. And when I write with it, it seems pretty dark here, but in the broad TWSBI nib, it does come out like a lilac. It's this beautiful soft purple. And then of course, Tsuyakusa, which is royal blue, but it looks very much like Konpeki. They're a bit different in person, but on the camera they look almost identical. And of course, Konpeki is lovely. And then the super dark Shinkai, which is sheening because I laid it on so thick. Whew. Also a lovely blue. It's kind of dark for my taste though, so I don't know if I would enjoy journaling with it for days on end. And then finally, Tsukiyo. Again, it's coming out very dark because I laid it on so thick, but I think over here in the corner you can see more of that tealy blue color, which is very pretty. And I'm pretty sure that all of this has bled through because this stuff is just going crazy. Yep, can we see that? Yeah, ooh, that Ajisai. But you can see on this side that lovely purple color coming out of it. And that's the Tsuyukusa, the Konpeki, the Shinkai, and finally the Tsuyukusa. But yeah, kind of leaning towards the Ajisai. Very nice. But of course, I would be very interested to hear your opinions about these inks. And I don't think I could go wrong with any of them. But the question is, which one could I stand using for days and days and days on end? So stay tuned to hear the answer. I will be revealing my choice at a later time. But thank you so much for watching. And please share your opinions with me. I always value your input. And I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.